Been thinking lately about how to invite the unseen in, how to invite silence in, you know. I can still the mind and just look and imagine what it's like. I can sit still. I can just appreciate what's around me. Sometimes if I think about just my own consciousness and how that's separate from my body or my perception of self, then that centers me in some sort of better state. But I'm interested in trying to stay there more frequently, persistently.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had any thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, you cannot invite silence in because you're already there as silence. It's just a matter of uh, putting the attention on it or moving the attention to the activity. When the attention is focused on the activity, the business and everything, then it may seem that silence is not there. But silence cannot move away from what you are, because what you are is already silence. It can never move because you are silence already. The attention may seem to move and focus on the activity, not realizing as well that even the activity is still silence appearing as an activity. So you are always there as silence. Or I can say you're not there, there's just silence. So it's the same. Doesn't really matter. Because when I talk about you, I'm actually talking about silence. Because there's only silence. There isn't a separate you. So even right now, as this talking is happening, it's just silence talking. So the looking itself is silence, you know, and the thoughts appearing to say something about what is being seen. They arise from silence as well as silence. So there isn't any real separation. There's no silence in the activity. There's just silence. Even the activity is silence. So silence is always there as your own self, which is everything. Even when there's a meeting in the boardroom, silence is always there. The conversations may seem to be going on, but those conversations, they appear from silence. In a way, it may seem as if silence is in the background there, you know, allowing anything to appear and not allowing any expression to express itself without judgment. So everything may allow to happen here. This doesn't pick and choose, doesn't say, oh, this shouldn't happen, that should happen, everything. This is so much space here that everything is allowed to be as it is. Argument, frustration is allowed to express. It's beautiful. Not getting it is allowed to express. You know, I think I have to switch it off. Okay.
I don't know, it looks like your camera's going on the Fritz.
Uh,
You're using your laptop, right?
yeah, I love laptop.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Might need to get you an external camera. Try turning the camera
Yeah,
button off
that's
and then on.
all right. The whole thing.
No, just the camera. Or here, let me turn the camera off, maybe. Oh, there you go. What'd you
All
do?
right. Nothing.
You probably just bumped it. It probably wasn't
Yeah,
in
yeah.
already or something.
Yeah, whenever the other side of the laptop is hot, then this problem begins to happen.
Yeah, heat kills laptops. What you need to do is get a fan. There's a fan that you can plug in, and then you plug your computer into the fan, and then it'll just, it's kind of irritating, but it'll keep them cool enough that you won't have that problem. How hot is it
Yeah.
there?
Um, it's not very hot right now, but usually it's hot. It's very cool now.
72. Yeah. You shouldn't be having many problems now.
Mm.
But if you're using it a lot when it's really hot, then that will cause problems.
Yeah, when it's overheating. Yeah.
When when I started working from home, we didn't have air conditioning in Long Beach. For COVID, I would work outside um on my porch, and the computer just eventually just died. Just couldn't handle it. And that's just Long Beach. So yeah. The
Just
next
so hot.
computer. Yep. So next computer I got, I had to have a fan underneath it so it would stay cool enough.
Mm. Yeah, I think I should use that one over there.
Oh, you're like regular fan? No, I wouldn't worry about it now. It's cool. It's for temperature. You have to have a special fan just for laptops. So it actually pushes the air directly into the vents on the underside of the laptop.
Oh,
Yeah.
mm. Yeah, I see that one.
Yeah. You should be able to get them at a computer store or something. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, we were talking about something more important.
Yeah, it's yeah. When there's looking happening, or when you look, if I should say, looking at the objects, different objects, there is silence then. There's silence. When you look, everything is quiet. It seems to be quiet in a way. And everything seems to be nameless. and there seem to be no labels at all. And everything doesn't say, or what seems to be object doesn't say that it doesn't give out names, doesn't say, okay, like for instance, when you're looking at the computer doesn't say I'm the computer. It's just only the projection that seems to arise in this silence and say that's a computer. But when you look at it as it is seen that it's not a computer, it's just nothing, and it's beautiful. And when you look at it as it is, it's beautiful. Everything, when you see everything as it is, not with the imagination or the projection that arises from this silence, everything is seen as just beautiful. Flowers, a wall, a bed, shoes, the floor, the dust, everything is beautiful because everything is already nameless, formless, and empty. But when you look at things with that projection, that's all, it's something. Somehow it may seem as if it loses its beauty. You know, it's seen as just, oh, it's just a shoe, oh, it's just a computer, oh, just a flower, it's just a tree. But it's not just a tree. It's not a tree, it's not a flower, it's not it's not a shoe, it's not a computer, it's something beautiful, something that is nameless, that is deep silence. It's even what seems to be other human beings, they are seen as just okay. Even when they say, oh, I'm in trouble, I'm suffering, I wish I could change my life, they are seen as just okay. Because they are seen from silence. Even when there's a conversation going on, when it's being watched from this silence, it's very light. It's very light. You know, you allow the person to talk, to express. You know, really, there's so much space to allow any expression to happen in the silence. Not trying to move a conversation to a certain direction, you know, allow that flow to, you know, there's that synchronicity there. Somehow things seem to go to the right direction when there's no control of the situation, something trying to control what's happening. Mm. And it's already the case. It's not that this will happen when you've done this and that. Here, there are no steps. There's no journey. You know, there's no process. It's already happening.
Yet,
It's just a
yet, nevertheless, nevertheless, Nkosi. I don't always feel like I'm coming from a place of stillness. And I feel I can't force anything. All I can do is arrange my life in a way to maximize potential to recognize silence. Get enough sleep, get enough exercise, go out in the forest, talk to Nkosi every week, read I Am That, make space, look objectively. But trying doesn't do anything. All you can do is sort of move things around in the environment and wait. That's why they call it grace, right? Because it decides when it wants to arise in your noticing of it. Of course, it's already there.
Yeah. Even searching for silence is also beautiful because it also arises from silence. Everything is beautiful here. Silence doesn't say, oh, you shouldn't search, should keep quiet. No, everything is silence. Everything is silence. Already thinking about it, not thinking about it, searching for it, not searching for it, going to the forest is beautiful. Coming back, being in the meeting, in the boardroom, deciding, making plans, everything is silence. Even though the mind may seem to say, oh, I wish I was in the forest. Now I'm working. Maybe I'll find time. That's okay too. That's silence too. Expressing as that. So everything, everywhere, every place, every situation is already silence. Driving a car, sleeping, being away, everything is silence. Everything is this. In the midst of searching, there's just this. In the midst of confusion, there's just this. In the midst of being closer to this, in a way, it's just this.
The other day, I came in to Melissa's office and looked down at her. She was sitting down, and it just felt all of a sudden, immediately, like there weren't 3 dimensions. There was just 2 dimensions. It looked like, and what was in the 2 dimensions was just empty. And I just looked down at Melissa, and I could feel her energy and consciousness behind what looked like a picture.
Yeah.
When I saw it from my true spirit, it just lasted whatever, 15 seconds or something, right? I was like, shit, man. That's how Nkosi sees things all the time.
Yeah. Some they say, I always see God in you. They will put it in that. So I would say God sees himself in everything. It's called playing as you and me. Playing a game of separation, imagining separation that is never there. There's never been a separation. We have never moved. We have never been a human being. It's like a king that lives in his own palace. If the king imagines that uh, is running around the forest, being chased by lions, trying to hunt animals for food, then it may seem to suffer. But when it stops to imagine, then the king may see that or may recognize that, oh, I've never left my palace, I've always been here. I've been imagining that I was in the forest. So the lions, they can only chase the king in its own imagination. Yeah. But when the king stops to imagine, and there will be a recognition that, oh, I've always been here. I've never left my place. I have my servants. I've always been served with food I like. Mm. Not having to go out to hunt for food, to hunt animals, and watching out for lions nearby. So it's the
It's
same. Yes.
funny, the metaphors that you use are metaphors that have been used before. I think a lot of times you haven't heard them. I think Buddha,
Yeah.
metaphor of the king that doesn't know he's a king. And Nisargadatta did the same thing.
Mm. Yeah, it's a beautiful metaphor. It's beautiful.
They didn't have the part about lions and hunting though. That's like a special African take, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, everything is seen as just a simulation. Simulation. It's not real. Nothing is real. Only silence is real. Undisturbed silence. The kind of silence that doesn't depend on the noise not being there for it to be what it is. It's just there even in the midst of noise. The busyness, the activity is just there. It's very deep. So you are that silence already. It is deathless, birthless, ageless, genderless. It seems to be solid, more solid than what seems to be solid. And the noise that seems to appear, it means nothing to it. The activity, the business means nothing to it. It's not disturbed. It's just there, indestructible, solid, more real than what seems to be real. It can never be imagined. It's beyond any imagination. It's beyond any thinking. It is always here. You know, Star Wars, when they talk about the Force is always with you.
It's funny in the milieu of vacant Christianity and no real spiritual guidance. That movie, I mean, I was the age that that movie was intended for when it came out, right? So I was like
Mm.
7 or 8, in 1978, 7 or 8, and I think it really impacted my generation. I mean, I had a spiritual basis, but definitely a lot of other people without any sort of um it felt like religion. The idea of
Yeah.
just that word, just the force, just the concept, just the connection to something else that didn't have to have all of this other stuff like guilt associated with it. It was
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I also remember when I was young, whenever I would watch that movie, you know, it's really touched something. Yeah, I really loved it. You know, it was that connection.
You're talking about the first one, right?
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about the rest of them. I I haven't seen many of them.
Mm. You mean the first one? Is it the one that had huge animals, gigantic toys and dogs?
Ugh. It's the one where he's on the planet with the 2 moons, and he's being raised by his aunt and uncle. That turns out he's adopted, but he didn't really know. And then they come and they kill his family, and he runs into Obi-Wan Kenobi and starts learning the Force, and then they blow up the whole planet. And
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Good movie for kids, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Force.
Yeah, except for that, the force is not with you. You are the force.
That would be what this one's called. Force is not with you. You are the force. Coffee? Coffee?
Sorry?
Are you drinking coffee?
No, it's just water. Warm
Just water?
water.
Just warm water?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
drink
always
coffee?
drink it. Yeah, I used to drink it a lot back back in the days, but I stopped because it was now starting to cause some pain in the hearts. Anyway,
Exactly the same with me. Yeah.
mm,
I loved coffee, but it makes my heart go really fast, beat really fast.
mm.
Yeah.
Did you experience any pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it does
So-
here as well.
sometimes it still happens, but not so much anymore since I stopped drinking coffee. So I drink tea. It's okay if I drink tea, but not coffee.
Yeah, yeah, so much caffeine there. Mm.
How did you figure out it was the coffee that was bothering your heart?
Sorry?
How did you know that it was the coffee that was bothering your heart?
I always notice that after drinking the coffee, of course, the body will feel good, you know, feel good. I even heard some talking about it that it's when somebody after when somebody has been drinking coffee, they may seem to be very inspirational. They call it cappuccino awakening. Yeah, it's I would notice that there would be some pain there, in the heart, you know, some very sharp pain. Then I ended up stopping. I stopped to drink it or drink tea, maybe rooibos tea or some juices. But right now I drink water a lot. Yeah.
The water we have here, we get right out of the ground. It's from well water, and it tastes so good. You know what I mean by well water? Uh-oh. I think you're frozen again. Can you hear me?
Oh, wow. That comes from the ground, directly from the ground, eh? All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just stopped the
Can you hear me
recording.
now?
I meant to stop your video because you were all laggy, but I stopped the recording, so that will be it for the recording for today, I guess. Yeah, it comes directly from the ground. So we got
Mm.
something that digs a hole like 50 feet in the ground and then pumps the water up for the house. Yeah.
Wow.
So the water, it's got these bubbles in it, but it tastes
Oh,
really good.
wow. Very nice.
So there's no bleach, no chemicals,
Mm,
no anything. Just yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
But the one we drink here is full of chemicals.
yeah.
It's full of chemicals. Even the one they call it spring water, the one that you have to buy. I also think that they just open up a tap and just put it in there. Say it's just spring water.
Yeah. So next week, I'm going to speak at a place. So I'm gonna be driving back Tuesday. It might be best if can we do Thursday again? Is that all right?
Yes, yes, we can. Yeah. Mhm. As soon as we are free and available, we can always do it. Yeah, yesterday I was with, I think I was with Alice. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was the day before yesterday. Because in the morning I was with Michael. The morning it's 4 a.m. Then yesterday around 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. I was with Alice. Yeah.
Okay, and Kosi, I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll see you next week.
Next Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
I'll send a donation and upload the MP3s right now.
all right. I love it.
Say
Yeah.
hi to Martha.
Sorry?
Say hi to Martha.
Yeah, I will. I will. I will.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.